You were still getting.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah,
I like podcasts. Fun. So
yeah. I mean, what are you up to? You're always traveling around. Where are you now?
I'm in California. I live in California now, and been working on some other passions outside of crypto for the last like 8-9 months or so, and really put crypto, honestly, just taking a step outside of crypto, and I'm no longer really working specifically on crypto things any longer. My passion just isn't there for it like it used to be,
Yeah,
and some other passions have come up, so I'm kind of going full force at those.
yeah. Go on, tell us about those passions.
Music, man. I've been musically inclined ever since a kid. Always playing piano ever since I was like 4 or 5 years old, singing, doing a bunch of different things. And so right now I'm working on a body of musical work that I'm pretty excited about. I'm pretty excited to share with everybody when it's ready.
Can you give us an idea of what what the sound is, what you're looking to create? What's the vision?
Yeah, it's a good question. So it's the sound is interesting. It's hip hoppy. It's very hip hoppy, but it's not like just rap oriented and things like that. It's kind of a blend of natural instruments mixed into hip hop, mixed into like I've got a couple songs that are very jazzy. I have other songs that are very kind of Billie Eilish kind of vibes. So yeah, it's a mix of it's just a mix of me and my life and my
Mm.
experiences and like personal things that I struggle with emotionally and socially and in all different regards, you know. So um, yeah, that's pretty much the collection of what it's going to be.
So it's a collection. And what kind of period of your life are you pouring? Is this your whole life where it's brought you to this moment? It's all just coming out, being channeled into this music, or is it a period of time, or is it just how you are right this minute? I don't know
It's a good
what.
question.
Yeah, go on.
I get what you're asking. It's a good question. I think it's a little bit of yeah, I think it's a little bit of all of it, to be honest with you. Like it's kind of a like I feel like my whole like everything that I've done, whether it's inside of crypto or in other things like spirituality and self development, or whether it's in whatever like kind of pursuits that I've had in my life, I feel like everything's like been leading me up to get into music and to like really put my like heart and my soul out there. So the music that I'm making is from all different parts and times of my life. You know, some of them are about past relationships. Some of them are about just struggling and figuring out like where do I belong, where do I fit, like not who I am I, but like what do I want to contribute to the world, you know, and how do I want to contribute that. So yeah, it's like a collection of kind of all those things.
It's quite interesting because I was speaking to somebody last week. I do another podcast. Actually, this could probably qualify for it as well. The other podcast I do is called Ordinary People, Extraordinary Lives. It's about people who've gone through, shall we say, like a dark time in their life, and they hit a point where they have to change, or it's the end for them, and they transform and they come out the other side. Typically, it's a spiritual transformation. And many of the people I know have had drugs or alcohol problems, and they've come out the other side. And you know, so I'm blessed. I have no problem getting people to speak on my podcast on the other one, Ordinary People, Extraordinary Lives. But it, yeah, I guess the time we're in at the moment, you're almost kind of thinking to yourself, you know, I don't want to live life on the surface anymore. I want to go deep. I want to discover what this is all about. Are you getting that kind of feeling too? You get that this is a kind of special time? That it's a kind of now or never kind of time for you. Yeah, I'll leave that. Put that over to you.
Yeah, on a personal level right now for me, on a, like a personal level for me right now, like I feel like I'm diving deep myself and what makes me tick, and I'm like diving into more of my emotional awareness and things like that. So yeah, I think it's all like it's very much tied into one, just like self-isolation, and pretty much like I just see my two other roommates all day, you know what I mean? And I have for like the last like 2 months, and we don't really like hang out all day every day, you know what I mean? We might see each other for 20 to 30 minutes a day or whatever it is. So I think a lot of people are feeling that, specifically because of like the quarantine and being forced to be on lockdown. Like, if you think about it, most people are very socially inclined, which means they're like really like putting themselves into social situations at like various points throughout every single day. But now their social interactions are like immediately cut off, and they're put into self-isolation, and it like really, like, it forces you to kind of look inwards, like, or just go crazy from boredom, you know? So at least that's what I'm going through. Like, I'm normally like a decently social person, but like you'll most likely find me by myself rather than at a party. That's what I kind of like to be. But this, even this has been tough, man. It's been like, I've been in this goddamn room making music for the last like 4-6 weeks, you know, just like cranking out ideas and things like that, and interacting with people here and there. But it's definitely like calling out, like, to be like, yo, you need to like step up into like more higher like level of awareness for
Mm.
yourself, for the way that you're like approaching your life, and therefore like affecting the world, you know?
Mm. No, I was going to make it was going to be a really rubbish joke. I was going to say, I can see your nail marks in the wall from crawling the walls. No, when you said like, anyway, that it's been the same for a lot of people. That kind of quarantining, being restricted, it is really strange. I mean, I don't know if it's the same where you are as where I'm in the UK. Even the queuing for the shops and that social distance thing, it's weird. It is weird. Come on, let's face it. And not only that, again, in the UK, if you sometimes walk a little bit too close to somebody, they literally jump back. They're frightened. People are frightened. And then there's a whole brigade that maybe don't believe in it so much, and then there are people who do, and it's just, I don't know, it's a kind of schism in a way. Um, and yeah, I want to try and look at every cloud as a silver lining sort of thing, because it is as you said quite rightly, it is self-reflection. Almost, is it a kind of cross, like the entire world being forced, look, fucking, like, get your ideas together. You're ruining the fucking planet. Like, you're ruining each other. You need to go back to your home. You need to almost be in prison for a little bit, reflect, and come out and be better people.
Pretty much, man. Pretty much. And it's like, look, you can either like look at like, this is like a really shitty situation, which to a very, like, to the broad degree it is, because people are dying and there's bad things going on. But in your personal experience, you can either look at it as a bad situation that you're stuck inside all day, or you can look at it as an opportunity to like really get your goals aligned, really get like good routines down. Like, for me personally, like, the routine has been like a big focus of mine. Like, what do I do when I wake up? How do I take care of myself before I put myself into work, or before I start to stress myself out? How do I take care of my mind when I'm like last year I was on the road all the time. You know, I'm always like at conferences, or I'm always on an airplane. I'm always moving. So even if I wasn't taking care of myself 100%, there was always like energy moving, so I could keep momentum going.
Yeah.
But like being stuck in one location, or forced to stay in one location, like I really have to like reflect and look at myself and be like, yo, these habits that you've been doing for the last year and a half may have worked because you had momentum to keep you going. But when you're not moving anywhere, they're not going to work. You can't just like sit down and eat whatever food you want. You can't just wake up and just get on your computer and start working. Like, you have to like meditate. You have to go outside, go for a walk. You have to take like time away from like your music or your other business or whatever you're working on. You have to like get like some space in order to really like get yourself in the mix, you know what I mean? To really like get yourself into like into yourself so you can feel good.
Yeah. You've always struck me as a really hardworking guy. Yeah, I mean, like what you said, when you were going through that kind of on a plane to here, to there, to here. I mean, I'm on Twitter. You were always on the road. You were always doing something. You're a hardworking dude. Like that. Look, your numbers don't lie. You got to where you've got to, and look, usually it's because of hard work, right? How have
Yeah.
you found being on this lockdown? Have you like arranging everything? Are you good sticking to a schedule? Are you the kind of guy who gets up, right, it's 4:30, I'm getting the fuck up, you know, kind of thing, Jocko Willink style? Or are you just, hey man, you know, I was up till like, you just work through, get it done? What's your how are you scheduling your 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 your,
Oh, it's
your day at the moment?
Yeah, it's interesting because like uh my body, no matter what time I go to bed, like I usually wake up at like 6, 7 a.m. anyway. It's like sometimes 8 a.m. But between 6 and 8 a.m. I'm usually up. Like I'm never really a guy that gets up at like 11 a.m. or anything like that. So waking up isn't really a problem. But like this day structure is very different, and not just because of quarantine, but because like music is very much different from the businesses and the structures that I was running in like the cryptocurrency blockchain world, right? Like crypto blockchain is like, look, I have a podcast to do. Like, oh, I don't feel like doing a podcast, too fucking bad. Like you get on the podcast, you do the podcast. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I don't feel like going to this conference, too fucking bad. It's scheduled, you're going to it, you know? Oh, I don't feel like doing this work for this client, too bad. They already paid you, you have to do it. Like there was a degree of being like not yeah, there's a degree of like forcing myself to do work even if I didn't feel like doing it, and that was okay. That was like how I like grinded and like worked hard, you know. But music's very, very different where like I can't do that. Like I can't just like, if I'm not feeling it one day, I can't just sit down at the piano and be
Mm.
like, yo, you have to make a music right now, you have to do it. Like creative flow doesn't work that way,
No, it
you
doesn't.
know? Like
No.
if you're not in the zone and in the flow of things, then like I'm learning that I have to like just step away and be like, oh, you know what? I'm not feeling it. All right, time to go for a walk. You know what I mean? Time to move the energy, get your mind off of the thing that you're like really wanting to do, and then come back to it later when you do feel inspired. And so doesn't mean I'm not working hard at it. It just means I need to learn like a different pattern of, I can't just wake up and say from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. I'm going to work on music, and from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. I'm going to do TikToks and other social media stuff. Like just doesn't work like that. It has to be just kind of like more flowy and more rhythmic, you know?
That's a good point, actually. You talked about TikTok. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, you because crypto Twitter is such a small little world. Your tweets they're pretty popular. You
Yeah.
you you always you have your haters. You've always
I
had
do.
your haters, and you're
Always.
always coming back at them. And you're always kind of like, yeah, but you come back in a, you're always trying to, you're always pretty positive, I must say. But you switched over to TikTok, but you did brilliantly there too. Tell us a little bit about that.
TikTok's the future, man. Especially for, I mean, for really for any creator that's creating educational content in any way, shape, or form, it's the fucking future. Specifically for music, it's the future. Like there are people that have become very, very famous and successful musicians via TikTok, and it is going to be, if not already is, like the center of the music industry for like social media.
Are you
But
kidding
yeah,
me? Look, I don't even. I'll be honest with you. I'm such an old fogey. I don't even. I'm barely. I've seen a few kind of memes and jokey stuff, and I, that's a big statement to make. What makes you think that? Is that what it is already, or is that what it's
yeah,
going to
it
be?
honestly is what it is already to a degree. Uh, like TikTok, for people that don't know, the very basic level is a app where creators can create trends or follow trends in order to like just kind of do fun things or educate people. Like it's like YouTube. I can't be like YouTube is this for this, but like on the broad scheme, like TikTok has trends, and a lot of those trends are tied with music. And a lot of the music that the trends are tied with are like the songs that are trending on Spotify and that get the most streams on Apple Music and things like that. So when you look at TikTok, and most people look and they say, oh, wow, there's a bunch of like 12-year-olds on here just doing dances. Yeah, but they're dancing to DaBaby's song that now has 100 million streams. So like as an artist, like you have to look at how the game's being played, and you have to say, oh, damn, like this is an instrumental thing that is really changing the way that people like find music and the way that people interact with music. Like there's never been like, besides me texting you and being like, hey, listen to this song, there's never been like a way where like I could share a song on any social platform, you know? Now I could make a whole educational video and be like, hey guys, this is how you play the G minor chord on the piano and you move it into a B sharp, you know? And then in the background, I could have my song and my sound playing in the background so that everyone that listens to it like sees like, oh, what's this song that's playing? This is a cool song. And they start to listen to it, right? Yeah, it's really fucking interesting, man. And I think it's the future for all content creators because there's no better place to get organic reach right now. I can send a tweet at the moment and maybe get like 20 to 50, maybe 100 likes on it, and maybe like 4,000, 3,000, 5,000 people see it. But like I can send a TikTok. Like I sent a TikTok 3 days ago. I made a new TikTok account and I sent a TikTok account 3 days ago, and it went from 0 to 300,000 views in 3 days. My follower count on this is a new account that I made, went from like 2,500 followers to like, I'm sitting at 9,500 in 3 days.
Wow.
You know? Yeah. And these are all like kids that are like, hey, I like music. I listen to music, da, 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 you know? So it's very niche focused, like niche focused. If you're really good at like, you know what your niche is, then you can really kill it.
I mean, yeah, because I remember this is a while back, you sort of saying, TikTok's the future, and I'm already up to 50,000. Was it 50,000 at the time?
Yeah,
I mean,
on my first account, my first account I had 55,000. That account actually got like banned because of.
Go on.
I know. I was doing like. I got into some copyright issues on TikTok, and they're like, no, we don't like this, so they banned my account.
Wear it as a badge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
come on.
Yeah. They banned me, you know what I mean? This all happened very recently. So like a month ago, after I like realized I was finally banned, because like no one was seeing my videos, and I'm like, dude, I have 55,000 followers. Why am I getting like 40 to 100 views on this post? It doesn't make sense. And then I started to do some research, and my buddy who has like 1.5 million followers hit me up. He's like, dude, like you're making a ton of videos every day. You're just banned, bro. Make a new account. So I made a new account.
You didn't even know?
No, I was suspected it, but like, I didn't want to give up an account with 55,000 followers either.
Of course not. No.
I worked hard for that.
But it's not like YouTube where they give you the like, all right, 3 strikes, you're out kind of thing. Did it just restrict? Who's in control? Who's pulling the puppet strings?
The problem is that nobody knows, right? Like the problem is there isn't like a clear, like it's such a new platform that there isn't like a clear guideline like saying, hey bro, you've been banned. But I know that like 5 to 10 of my videos got like copyright issues. And before those videos, I was getting like 15, 20,000 views a video. And then all of a sudden I started to get like 300, 500, and like things just started to slow down like on a major scale. So anyways, I decided to create a new account about like 20, 30 days ago, and just started from scratch. And in like I said, like in 30 days, like less than 30 days, it's literally like 22 days or something like that, I'm at like almost 10,000 followers. So the organic reach of TikTok is better than anything that you can do. And like, I get it if like a lot of people don't like it because they don't run businesses. You know, like if you're just a person that like works like a normal job, or you don't like create content in any like form, it's just not like your thing, then I would get like making fun of TikTok. I understand that. But like if you run a business in any sort of capacity, if you make content in any sort of capacity, like you're literally just giving up free organic reach just by like being like, oh, I don't like TikTok. It's only going to be here for, you know, like, yeah.
Be a bit like one of those sort of cryptos. It's like, or Bitcoin. In 2011. Oh, look, I don't know what it is. What the fuck, Bitcoin? Like 4 years later.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like you're getting in before everybody else. No, fair dues. What would be how would we find you on TikTok? Or is this a secret account?
This one's a secret account.
Okay.
I'll make it real public when the time's right, when I start to draw music and stuff like that. But right now, I'm just kind of like on the back end, just building stuff, you know?
Have you always been creative, by the way?
Always, man. Yeah. Born into creativity, man. My parents put me in like piano lessons when I was a young kid. And like, at first I hated it, but then I got really into it. I got really into singing and things like that ever since I was like a kid. And yeah, I can't live without it, man. I can't live life without like expressing myself in some form of creative way, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I guess it would be silly of me not to ask you about why you've dropped crypto. And do you still look at it? Are you still invested? Has it pulled you in so many different directions that you just think, oh, for goodness sake, man, I just got to leave this alone for a little bit?
No, this is a good question, man. So when I got into crypto, like full time, which was like end of 2017-ish, middle end of 2017, I was in a very like broken and like challenged spot is in my personal life, right? So I had just been like doing a bunch of drugs and things like that, and like crypto has been a really good, like I'd say like a bridge for me, right? Like I ended up I ended up getting sober, so I haven't like don't smoke or drink or do anything of that. It's been like over 2.5 years almost now.
Well done, bro.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Well done.
And crypto has like a lot to like do for that. I owe a crypto a lot for that, you know, because like a lot of my like time when I was like struggling, like in the first couple months of being sober, was like when I really focused all my energy on crypto and like trading and getting involved in the community and things like that, rather than doing drugs, you know. But it's gotten to the point now for me where I've traveled to enough events, I've seen enough of the industry, and I've seen a lot of the real good people doing good things with really good intentions, but I've seen a lot of very fucking shitty people doing really stupid and shitty things, just for the goal of making money,
Yeah.
which is cool. You know, you do what you want to do. I just don't like. I don't. I feel like my blinders have been taken off, right? When I first got into crypto, and I think it's the same with a lot of people,
You were
like,
red pilled.
yeah, you're red pilled. You're like, oh my God, this can change the system. This is so huge. And like things like, look at this token and this
That was
token.
actually you being blue pilled. You got red pilled at the end there when you were saying like you
Yeah,
reckon like
it's like a
fucking
red,
hell. Who are these people, man? They're
yeah,
just
it's like a
like
red pill.
parasites, man.
It's like a red pill of a red pill. You know, you take the red pill, you wake up, you're like, oh, this is really cool. And don't get me wrong, like I believe in crypto still. Like
Yeah.
specifically, like I really believe in like Bitcoin has potential, right?
Mm.
But I don't like. I'm tired of
Being the
the.
evangelist.
I'm tired of like everybody being like, oh, Bitcoin's going to 100,000. It's gonna like, and then it's all a money game, bro. Like no matter like how much like everybody wants to say I really believe in Bitcoin, which I really think like people do, but like it's never first. Their belief in Bitcoin is never before making money.
Yeah, of course, man.
Which is like, hey, I ain't got a problem with it. I made money in Bitcoin. It's great. You do what you want to do. But for me personally, like I think Bitcoin has a lot of potential, and I think like the whole crypto scene can really evolve over the next 5 to 10 years and like really becomes like a major industry that changes the world. I don't really want to be around like for 5 to 10 years waiting for that to happen or participating in that happening.
Mm.
And like to break it down even more, like what really happened was last year I was traveling and my buddy heard me like singing and rapping when we were traveling together, and he like ran in the other room and he was like, dude, what the fuck? And I was like, what? He's like, is that you? Like, were you just doing that? I'm like, yeah, that's me. What are you talking about? You know? And I've been doing this like for 10 years just for fun. You know what I mean? And he was just like, dude, you're amazing, bro. And I've never heard you more passionate about anything in my entire life. I've never seen you this passionate at a crypto conference or talking about crypto ever. And when he said that, it like really fucking hit me, man. I was like, damn, like I'd always known like music is a passion. I've done music in the past, like on a very like kind of just like, let's have fun with it kind of scheme. But now I'm at the point where I feel like very complete in what I've done with crypto. I feel like I've added a lot to the industry. I feel like I've gotten a lot out in terms of my life has improved. I've learned a lot of information. If anyone ever asks me anything about like the financial system or about Bitcoin, I can literally just like, boom, pull it out. I know those things. I feel complete. Um, And where my heart is pulling me and where my gut gives me the
Mm.
butterflies is when I get behind a microphone or when I'm in front of the piano and I'm like, whoa, this is a really cool sound. What can we make out of this? You know?
It's almost like, you know, like Bowie in the 1970s, he went from Ziggy Stardust to the Thin White Duke, and then he did his Berlin period. If you tried to have pulled David Bowie back and says, no, 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 look, we don't want you to change. We need you to go back and be Ziggy. Be
Yeah.
Ziggy, man. We like Ziggy. What's his stuff? Like but it's just the artists change. The artist changes, and it's, you know, we all go through phases in our life, and this is what the great thing is that you're honoring what is true to you. Do you know what I mean? You're going by
100%.
your gut. And I didn't go to as many crypto conferences as you, that's for sure, but I went to a couple of them, and it was kind of weird. There's a weird energy at those sort of events. Like you said, it's that a lot of there's some great ideas. There is this, but there is that kind of feeling like money. Where's the money?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And I can see how that got tiring. But I do think, I must say, you did add a lot to the industry. You were entertaining. You know, we did enjoy seeing you kind of do your little video shoots from top of hotels in infinity swimming pools. We were all extremely jealous when we went off to our normal shitty day jobs. But do you know what? I'm sure if, like you say, the time's right, you'll come back to it in the way you want to do it. But yeah, listen, Mike, and that's another thing. Very quickly, you changed your name to your. Is this your birth name, Mike Jacobs?
Yeah, Mike Jacobs is my birth name. Yeah, Nye was always just like a fun little like it was a meme, man. It was a meme. Like I started off as
Yeah.
Shill Nye, the science guy, instead of Bill Nye, or Shill Nye the crypto guy instead of Bill Nye the science guy. It was a meme. It was a joke, you know. And then it turned into like me using my real name, Michael Nye, or Michael, and then putting Nye behind it. And then like,
And wait a minute, you're forgetting. Remember, you had the mask, and
yeah, I
then
had
you
the
took
mask.
the mask off. It's
Exactly.
almost like it's been you're. So isn't this weird? It's kind of, think about it, from the time where all the drugs and whatever else had gone on before that, getting sober through crypto, behind the mask, behind the names, little by little, you're kind of like peeling back the layers of the onion, and I guess now you're being true to yourself.
100%, man. I mean, it's I've always been as true to myself as possible, and as I grow as an individual, as I become more like self-aware, then I just have to be truer. You know what I mean? And like I could totally like stay in crypto. I could totally like do the things I was doing and make a living and like live a life where like you know
You
everything's
sell
good.
it. Did you feel like that would be kind of selling out in some ways? In some ways, just becoming like, just, I'll be who you want me to be.
That's definitely a form of selling out. And I'll say like I never, as soon as I knew that I was like, and I know like that I was supposed to be doing music, as soon as I knew it, like as soon as I had that feeling and I wrote a song and I was like, oh fuck, like this is what, like why am I not doing this right now? This is what I need. As soon as I knew that, I shut down all the crypto stuff. You know, I literally was just like, I need to ease my way out, but I need to just like exit, you know what I mean? Exit gracefully, because like I can't do, like, for me personally, like I can't do stuff that like I don't love. Like I can't. And I knew that it was like coming to an end for crypto, because at the end of my travels last year, I was just like, I wasn't enjoying it anymore. You know, I go to Vegas Crypto Con and I go to all these other conferences and like hang out with my friends, and I should be like happy, you know, I should be like enjoying myself. I should have good feelings inside. But instead I was just like stressed. I was tired. I was
Mm.
anxious. I was like depressed. I was overwhelmed. And I'm just like, if I'm like not, if I don't feel good about this anymore, then like, why am I still doing it? You know, I need to stop. I need to pause, reevaluate my life. And I need to take it in the direction that like, where my heart is like, yo, you need to go this way. Like, don't ignore it. Just do it. You know?
No, it's interesting. You're honoring like your truth.
Yeah.
You
I'm
have
honoring
to,
myself.
and do you know what I reckon? I don't want to get too kind of like woo woo, even though I like going woo woo. It is 2020 vision. It's going to be clear. Like, it's going to be clear for a lot of people. Even myself, I'll be honest with you, even myself, I've gone through a kind of a spiritual, coming into COVID, I went through a spiritual rock bottom, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I kind of, I'm doing okay in other areas of my life, but it just felt like I felt bankrupt in a way. I've had to reevaluate that. And, you know, this whole thing, for a lot of us, I don't care who you are, where you're from, you're going to understand what is important to you.
Yeah.
I think you understand